And now for something completely different.
Hey everybody, welcome back. Nope, not welcome back. Welcome to
This is the only one where you can't be like, welcome back.
Welcome to Cinematic Relief, a podcast by Thunder and Lightning Gaming. Thunder and Lightning Gaming, the hotel is where the cow is.
Can you tell what week this was recorded?
To me, it was 20 minutes ago, but to them, that's a kooky reference from 4 months ago, as far as I know at this point.
Disclaimer, based off of what Anthony just said, as you can tell, like usual when we record the podcast, it's later in the day.
Yeah,
I've had a full day of recording.
It's very hot in here.
I might lay down at some point. We'll see what happens. I just wanted to let everybody know.
I mean,
you hear a lot of rustling.
It didn't fuck up the mics last time, so
yeah, we'll see. See how I'm feeling.
It's been like consistently below freezing for the past 3 months, and we had one nice day today where it was 50, 51 outside, and
because it's a sunny day. Oh Christ! What was that?
I don't know.
That was supposed to be the Thunder and Lightning podcast intro, "Sunny Day" by Froggy and the Friendship, but I screwed it all up.
Yeah, I'd say. But yeah, what I was saying is this room got instantly hot again.
Yeah.
And we've been opening the window in between recordings, but it's just not good enough. Because it gets super hot right away. This is Cinematic Relief.
Okay.
Our movie podcast. And this time, where did I put it? There it is. We are going to, like we do with all our podcasts, we're going to explain how it works in this first one.
Yeah.
So basically, this movie podcast is. I'm sorry, I'm just thinking about something. I don't think we can do what we said we were going to do for the next one. What we decided, because I don't know when this is going to go up.
Well, I mean,
you want to do it anyways?
Well, I mean, I don't see why we have to wait a super long time. I know we're waiting on an outro music, but I could hopefully have that by tomorrow.
Okay. All right, if you say so. Maybe I'll cut that part out. But anyways, so basically it's just gonna be whatever we want, pretty much. It's gonna be
there's gonna be a few different formats for this podcast.
Yeah, so it's gonna be most of the time it's just gonna be an open discussion movie podcast. We might bring themes like this week we'll talk about Star Wars, blah blah blah, and that stuff. But so basically how it's gonna work is there's either gonna be the discussions, like I just said, and then there's gonna be you described it better, where we get on the mics, we talk about our expectations for a movie that's in
we're gonna
theaters.
talk about a specific film. It could be in theaters, or it could just be a film neither of us have seen, or maybe just one of us hasn't seen.
Right.
And we'll talk about expectations, what we think, what we expect,
and then we'll
watch the movie off screen, or off
mic.
Yeah. And then we'll come back and tell you what we thought, some highlights, some comments, concerns, stuff we thought about the movie.
Yeah. So the inverse of that is the I mean, there's no we can't call it this obviously because this is a brand, but it's what Riff Tracks does. What we're going to do is we're going to watch the film and record ourselves watching it, and the idea is that you at home sync up our voice to the movie, and if that goes well, it's almost like we're commentating on the movie live.
Right.
And then other than that, we're just going to have like a review style show. Like, for example, we want to do something with the new season of Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know when exactly that comes out?
I believe April 14th, but that could also be Endgame. Let me check right now.
Yeah, sure. But basically, we want to do a special edition Game of Thrones version of this podcast. I'm not sure how possible that would be.
April oh god, no, that was for 2011. Sorry.
But what was I saying?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get the dates here.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna try to do a separate one for Game of Thrones.
Right, and not sure how possible that would be. We might end up doing maybe like an extended Game of Thrones segment, but at the
April
same time,
14th.
April 14th. Okay, so at the same time, I don't want to bore people who don't like Game of Thrones and that. So we'll figure it out. But
yeah, I'm
there's a
even
couple-
thinking maybe it could be its own thing.
I mentioned that. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, no, we'll figure that out. But we want to do things like that. Like there was another. Oh, Stranger Things was another one that we might.
Yep.
Well, that's different because it's on Netflix, so we'll get the whole season at once. But we might do a little. Maybe we'll just do one. But that's the thing. We're gonna. This podcast can be whatever it wants.
Exactly.
But all you have to know is that you show up. We're gonna talk about movies
At the very least.
at the very least. I feel like I'm forgetting something in these explanations.
I mean, we've left it pretty open-ended.
Yeah.
You know, expect the unexpected.
Yeah. Oh, this one probably won't have any guests on this one.
Yeah,
Maybe,
this podcast probably not.
maybe if we see the movie with somebody, they'll
Or
come.
maybe if we get the actors, Sam Jackson, you want to come down, we'll watch every Marvel Cinematic Universe movie with you. That goes for any other Avenger.
What if Sam Jackson was like, "Nah, I want to watch Frozen." It's like, "Oh, okay,
I'll watch
sure.
it. Yeah, whatever.
I'll watch
Whatever he
Frozen
wants.
with Sam Jackson.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, we might have you might have covered this. Like, how do I word parts? Like, we kind of wanted to do, I brought up the MCU. We might want to do universes. Like, Tarantino's.
Or
Kevin
Marvel,
Smith
or-
or Marvel,
yeah.
Star Wars, Lord of the Rings,
And
if
if
we
we-
feel like it's something
If
like
we
that.
do those, so let's say just Star Wars because it's an easy example. Let's say we do Star Wars. Whether we do one episode for each movie or like 3 movies per episode, it won't be in a row. It won't be like
Right.
for the next 7 weeks. You're not gonna, if you don't like Star Wars, you don't have to like skip the podcast because it's all Star Wars. We'll space it out, but we wanna do like some sort of think piece focusing on a full
Right.
cinematic universe.
That'll be exciting. I got a lot of ideas for that. Just the universes in general. We could also be doing this with TV. I don't know if we mentioned that.
Like Game
Like-
of Thrones?
Oh, well, yeah. Honest to God, you know what's funny? I don't even consider that TV.
Dude, the producer said...
I know.
The producer that's watched all of them so far said that they just feel like 6 movies.
Yeah, yeah.
I've asked you this before, I think, on a podcast. Do we have confirmation that they are like 2.5 hours long?
As I'm sure I said in the last one, I really don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the case, but I feel like that's the case because somebody told me that,
Yeah.
and that somebody could very easily have been you. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
Maybe.
Like,
yeah.
it sounds right, but it only sounds right because somebody somewhere down the line gave me that information.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's time.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What? You gonna lay down?
Yeah.
All right.
I think I'm going to get a little extra about it, though.
Okay.
All right.
What
I
do you-
hope you don't mind.
I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, God. All right. Okay.
Okay.
All right. You want to move the stuffed animal?
Sure.
You don't have to, but
No,
it's
it's
probably
fine.
not comfortable.
I'm sure you don't want my naked back on him.
All right.
Okay.
Anything else? Did I explain this podcast thoroughly?
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Okay.
Dude, I took my shirt off. I'm laying down. I'm comfy.
I think that was clear.
Oh, okay. I don't know. We're just
Um,
giggling over here. I don't know if they know or not.
I've been giggly all week, man. My dad and me have been home on vacation,
Oh, I'm so warm.
we've been playing through Kingdom Hearts, and my dad's been really liking it.
Yeah,
but
yeah, he
fuck
said
video games. Get video games out
Yeah,
of this podcast.
This is the cinematic relief from video games. It's kind of the joke of the title. What else we got there?
The next thing I have on my list is shoot shit. Chris, I don't think your audio's coming through.
Oh no.
Yeah, could you sit up, please?
Can you hear me? I'm right here.
Well, yeah, now it's coming through.
Okay. Just in case it didn't come through, I'll repeat what I said. I was just laying down with my shirt off. I'll just start from here. They're not really gonna miss much. I didn't say much when I was laying down.
Yeah.
Um,
We'll start over with So you were
Yeah.
talking about Baby Driver.
yeah. So
If it's unlistenable, I'll just cut that part out. But you were talking about Baby Driver.
right.
You saw bits and pieces of it.
I saw bits and pieces of it, and they did something really interesting with the music. They lined it up with gunshots unbelievably well. Like
Okay.
they did it in a way where I was like, did they do it? And then I was like, it was just so. I can't really. Oh man, I can't really explain it.
No, like I said, I haven't seen it yet, but a lot of people all they can talk about is the how good the music is.
Yeah. I mean, they just did a lot of things that caught my eye.
Yeah. That's you know who made that movie, right?
No, actually.
Edgar Wright. Guy
Really?
who did Scott Pilgrim and Shaun of the Dead.
Oh, you know what? That makes sense.
Yeah. The guy who almost
Ooh,
did
that's
Ant-Man.
another universe we could do.
Edgar Wright?
Uh,
or the
Nick-
Shaun
yeah.
of the Dead one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a little weird, but you know.
Well, yeah. I mean, the whole thing is weird.
Yeah. You know he almost did Ant-Man?
Really?
Like he was gonna direct Ant-Man, but they I think what happened was they canned him, but they still used his script. It was like the Max Landis thing with Power Rangers, where they credited Edgar Wright in the movie, but he had next to nothing to do with it. Yeah, Ant-Man was almost really good. Ant-Man 2 was good though. I liked Ant-Man 2. I did not like Ant-Man 1.
No, Ant-Man 2 is definitely better. Well, now that I'm sitting up, I just feel silly with no shirt on.
I feel silly with you no shirt on.
All right. Give me a second.
This will sound good on the mic. Make sure to rub that shirt right up against the. No, don't really do it.
Oh God, which way's up?
You're good. You're good.
All right.
Jesus Christ! Why am I having to teach you how to put a shirt on?
I got it. I figured it out. Oh, my hair's all messed up.
It's not. It looks fine, but okay.
Charles had the right look on his face.
Oh yeah, we finally have Charles back. We were doing it Charlesless for a while, but it feels good.
Yeah.
It feels right.
Should we tell people what video we have of him up, where it's paused, so if they want to also be staring at Charles while we play this, they can?
Yeah, when you Google Charles, when you search Charles Martinet on YouTube, it's the video "It's a Me Mario" in quotes, and we're 11 seconds in.
Yeah. Okay, back to business.
Does my voice sound
It's
weird?
business time. Well, I mean,
No. I mean not. I mean more than usual.
it did earlier today. You sound fine.
Oh, all right. I just feel I've been talking so much.
When we were at Taco Bell, it sounded weird.
That was the first time I had talking all day today.
Oh, wow.
So yeah. And by Taco Bell he means Panera, because we eat good.
I want to go to Panera.
Like shit. Yeah, I would too, except it's like $12 for a cracker. I love Astro Boy.
I know.
So much.
Yeah.
I've never seen the not live action, the animated Astro Boy movie, but I tried to watch it. I tried. Got through 8 minutes of it. And let me explain to you why I hate this movie.
The animated one.
Yeah. So this is an American-made Astro Boy movie.
Mm-hmm.
Starring Nicolas Cage as Dr. Tenma. I'll explain who everyone is in a second. But the biggest name in the movie is Nick Cage. This is from 2009, this movie. This movie did horrible. And I was like, well, what's so bad about it? So I put it on because they just put it on Netflix. I had I don't know why. I think I knew it was going to be bad because I had a half hour to kill. And I was like, I'll just throw on the Astro Boy movie, knowing well enough I wasn't going to get through the whole thing. And I really didn't. I got through 8 minutes. So they did what they did. They did something similar to what they did in the Killing Joke movie, which they changed one thing, and the whole movie, the whole plot of the thing is different because of it. So to give you an example, in Killing Joke, I'm going to spoil Killing Joke, so spoiler warning for Killing Joke. Maybe now that I'm an editing genius, I can put where to go to if you don't want to get spoiled. But in Killing Joke, it's Batman and Batgirl, and they're fighting crime, and then they get into an argument about how she's not ready to be out in the field, and then Joker breaks out of prison, and then something happens, she gets shot in the back, she's paralyzed for life. Batman blames himself because he wasn't there for her, and then the rest is the rest of it. In the movie, they have sex with each other, and that's why they stop hanging out, because there's awkward sexual tension in the air, and then it changes the motive of the whole story, because now he's not like, I should have been a mentor to you. Now he's like, Barbara, my love, I should have been there. I could have saved you with my bat penis. And that really frustrated me. The Killing Joke movie is a great movie, other than that one thing that changes the whole thing. Not saying that Astro Boy is a great movie, but something similar happens. So in the first chapter of Astro Boy, what happens is Dr. Tenma, the leading scientist in robotics, has a son. His name is Tobio, and he's always doing important scientist stuff, so he's never hanging out with Tobio, leaving Tobio to be taken care of by the robots. And eventually, because he was being taken care of by robots, one day Tobio finds his dad's car, takes it on a joyride, gets in a car crash, gets killed. Tobio, his son, is dead. He falls into despair, makes a new robot that looks just like Tobio, Astro Boy. He tries to treat it like a child, but it's just not his son. It's a robot. So he hates it, and he casts it away, and that's when Dr. Okanemozu finds him, and then the rest is history. And Dr. Tenma's kind of the villain of the first couple chapters of Astro Boy. So in the movie, it shows, so they changed his name to Toby, which that's fine. I think that's fine. Tobio's not really a name, at least here overseas. So I don't mind. That's the one change that I don't mind. So it shows Toby in school. It's giving Toby a backstory, which I never needed. Toby's in school. He's a genius. They're taking a pop quiz. He does it in seconds. He leaves because that's how school works. He goes into a limousine that's waiting outside where his dad is supposed to be. There's a hologram of his dad. And the hologram is basically like, hey, sorry I'm not there to pick you up from school. I know I said we'd do a father-son thing today, but I'm at this robotics convention. The robot's going to take you home. So Toby, because he's a genius, rewires the robot and has the robot take him to the science thing. Cut to the science thing where they introduce Dr. Okanemozu, but for some reason, they change his name to Dr. Elephant.
Oh.
He's got a big nose, and I'm sure that's why, but why not Dr. Elephant? Elephant is like a thing. Do you remember Elephant the elephant?
No.
He was like a toy, and he was an elephant that his trunk was facing up at the sky, and his trunk was like a plastic like scarf that like waved.
You know what? I kind of do.
And his trunk shot butterflies, and you as a kid caught butterflies in your neck.
Yeah, I do. I remember that.
That's what Elephant is. Why the fuck did they call him Dr. Elephant? It's just weird.
That's his power.
Jesus Christ, that'd be horrifying. So Dr. Okanemozu, I refuse to call him Elephant, is giving a speech on how he found pure positive energy. I promise everything I'm saying is important. But to do that, he also found pure negative energy. And then it shows Dr. Tenma. He's talking with, I think it was the president or the next president. It was clear that he wasn't a robotics person. He was like a politician or something who was getting reelected. And he was showing him around. Meanwhile, Toby comes back and he's like, hey, Dad, I'm here. And he's like, Toby, I told you not to be here. Get out of here. And Toby like tricks a guard or something. And they all wind up in this room with this robot. The robot's called the Peacekeeper, I believe. And basically, Dr. Okanemozu is there, and he's like, we got to put the positive energy I found into the Peacekeeper robot. And the president-to-be, or whatever that character is like, no, put the negative energy in it, because then it'll be more powerful. This is one thing I actually like. There's a part where there's an assistant, a female assistant, and the president is like, do it. And the assistant is like, no, and she like doesn't do it, but he like pushes her aside and he does it himself. So he puts the negative energy in the robot. The robot freaks out, tries to kill them all. They put up an indestructible barrier, and Toby's behind the barrier. And he's like, Dad, help, I'm behind the barrier. And then the dad, trying to be a good dad, is like, I can't get it open, because of course he can't. And then they activate the robot's... the robot does like a big giant attack, but the robot also, like, it kills the robot. And the robot explodes. There's a giant flash of white light. No more Toby. And I don't know if this is just my opinion, but I feel like that changes the whole thing. Because it's not Dr. Tenma's fault that Astro Boy is dead. It's mostly the fault of the president and the faulty system. You know, they just there was just like too much not motive, but too much like fault for Toby's death. Whereas in the old one, it's all Dr. Tenma's fault. Dr. Tenma's a neglectful parent, and Toby's dead because of it. That definitely had a part in this one, but it was mostly the president's fault. You could tell that they were setting the president up as a villain. Like I said, this is when I shut the movie off. I only watched 8 minutes of this movie. But yeah, that's it. That is my experience with the Astro Boy movie. I think I probably talked about it for longer than I watched it, but
I'd say maybe a little over double as long as you watched it.
No, definitely not. I do have a surprise for you, though.
For me?
Yeah, I distinctly have not brought this up in a while and did not talk about it when I explained what was going to be happening on this podcast. From time to time on this podcast, I don't know what the segment's going to be called, but we're going to have a segment based around Roger Ebert.
Oh, yes.
So Roger Ebert, may he rest in peace, he's dead, is an accomplished movie critic. But and
what a great place to put him. I didn't even think about that.
That's what he is. That's what he's saying.
No, I know. That's what he's perfect.
Yeah. He's one half of Siskel and Ebert. He's an amazing film critic, except when you're a film critic, you don't have to, he even says it in some of his critiques, you don't have to critique everything. Like, know your audience. If you're not going to like know the movie's audience, rather. If you're not going to like the movie, don't review it.
Right.
Basically what I'm trying to get to is all of his reviews for children's movies are bonkers.
Yeah.
And I'm going to read one now. Not the whole thing, but this one...
Is it our favorite?
No, he has one for Astro Boy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Man, he went all the way till the end, huh?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Let's play a game I like to call Does He Compare This Animated Movie to Akira? Let's see. Astro Boy is yet another animated comedy in which the hero, who is about the same age as his target audience, is smarter, braver, and stronger than the adults in his world. Toby is also a quick learner. After he dies in an accident, he's reborn into a robot that looks just like him and retains all of his memories. Not sure if that's some dumb Astro Boy the movie shit or if that's some dumb Roger Ebert shit, but that is not what happens in the comic in the manga. His father, in fact, treats him like the original Toby, but Toby is dead, my inner logician insists. Here's a good question. Does Astro Boy with Toby's memory wonder why he's a robot that can fly? So he goes on to talk about who's in the movie. There was some crazy shit, I promise. This part's not important. Here we go. After he talks about the plot, he picks up with, the movie contains less of an interesting story and more action and battle scenes than I would have preferred. Has market research discovered our children are all laboring with attention deficits and can only absorb so many story elements before brightly colored objects distract them with deafening combat? Still, Astro Boy is better than most of its recent competitors, such as Monsters vs. Aliens and Kung Fu Panda. False. I've seen Kung Fu Panda. Kung Fu Panda is fantastic. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. It may have a building audience because of loyalty to the Astro Boy character, first introduced in a Japanese manga and then adapted into 2 generations of TV cartoons. Daffy Duck, he ain't. This is where the guy goes off the fucking rails. Like he always does. Daffy Duck, he ain't. Semicolon. In fact, he's a boy robot, a few words and simple ideas, but he has pluck and cannons built into his chest and butt. You don't see that every day.
Okay.
Now try this. Astro Boy was filmed in glorious 2D. Take the kids if they insist on going, and afterwards ask them if there was anything missing. I'll bet not a single kid says, I wish it had been in 3D, so the kids are happy. Plus, you've saved $3 extra a ticket and didn't have to wear those damned glasses. So it sounds like this review came out around the resurgence of 3D cinema.
Yeah. God, he is truly amazing when it comes to children movies. Oh, wait, give us the stars.
Oh,
You gotta tell us the
Fuck.
stars.
So Roger Ebert, for some ungodly reason, does stars out of 4. So he gave Astro Boy 3 out of 4 stars.
Oh, wow,
So
that's
it's
pretty good for him.
Pretty high for
Have we ever seen a 4 out of 4?
I think we did. I think we intentionally searched one out. I believe he gave Snow White and the Seven Dwarves
Right.
a 4 out of 4.
Right.
Probably because that movie's as old as he is. Or was. God rest his soul.
When are we gonna do our favorite one?
We'll do it eventually.
All right.
Don't spoil it, but there's one that's just, I think about it every day, at least once a day. I don't know about you. It's just it's so unnecessarily harsh on a movie that aggressively how do you say
criticizes
a movie that is clearly not for this man because it's a children's movie.
Well, like you and I have said before, I mean, this guy, we're gonna make fun of him a lot, but he is an accomplished
movie critic.
Movie critic.
No, it's just when he reviews a kids movie.
Don't do kids movies.
That's what I'm saying.
And his whole thing, he kind of backed off on this one, but he gets super snobby about it.
Yeah, this one's pretty tame.
Yeah.
The Daffy Duck thing was a little weird, but he gets pretty
No, he
weird.
gets super this is below me, and it's like, then don't do it.
Yeah.
Clearly, at this point, from 90s on, you're pretty...
No one was telling him to do
right,
this.
exactly.
He didn't have someone... He wasn't answering to anybody.
Exactly. He's already accomplished enough. Nobody has to tell him to review a movie.
I literally navigated to RogerEbert.com to see this.
Right.
I don't think...
Right.
So if Roger Ebert isn't the editor-in-chief of RogerEbert.com, then something weird is happening in the movie critic world of 2009.
There's no... It's just bullying.
Yeah,
that's all he's doing at that point.
There's also, I wonder if we'll see any of this, because I really do want to maybe do an episode. When it's not an episode, we have to talk about a specific thing. But there's a weird through line of a secondary character named Emmett.
Yeah.
A little boy that he sometimes brings to the theater who he may or may not be related to. So we'll talk about him
It's
later.
unclear.
It's At this point, it is unclear. But yeah, that's what Roger Ebert says about Astro Boy. I disagree. I thought it was horse shit.
The one time he's like,
this movie was pretty okay. and I'm like, no, fuck you. This is an outrage. This movie is an outrage.
God, there's a few good ones. I'm really glad we're gonna make this part of this
definitely.
podcast.
What's a good since this is the first one, who gives a shit? What's a good segment name for this? I've been thinking. The only thing I can think, it's not good. The only thing I can think of is Ebert's Corner or something like that.
I was also thinking Ebert something.
Yeah, attributing
Ebert's
it to him.
Corner
It's
is
got to be
pretty good.
something that the name implies that we are definitely attributing it to him, but we're also sort of making fun of him.
Ebert's Critics Corner.
I like it.
Okay.
I like it. Podcast within a podcast. Ebert's Critics Corner. Yeah, that's Astro Boy.
That was a good title. Just gonna toot my horn for a second.
Yeah, we're good at coming up with titles, man.
Critique that, Ebert's nephew, I can assume. Alias?
Emmett?
Oh my God!
Oh no, Emil. It's Emil.
Emil. I was gonna say Emmett. That's my D&D character.
No.
That's
why I keep saying it. It's Emil.
Emil.
Emel. May or may not be his grandson or niece or nephew.
Oh yeah. You know what? Has he said?
I don't know.
Carmel's a boy.
Carmel?
Emil.
Emil.
Emu.
The name is pronounced Emil.
Oh.
Maybe? I don't know. I don't fucking know.
Emil's got to be our age.
Oh yeah.
You listening to this?
Yeah.
Comment. No. I mean him.
Yeah.
Comment. Let us know.
Emil, where are you? It's like the search for Siri. Emil, we need to find you. Yeah. If he was 6.
I mean, let's not spoil our favorite
Oh my
one.
god, I almost did.
I know you did.
So
In the
hang
90s.
on.
No, you can say in the
If he
90s.
was 6 in 1999,
He's about our age.
he's literally our
Yeah.
age. Yeah, that's crazy. Emil, you're at the top of the list, buddy. We want you on our podcast.
Oh yeah, if there's gonna be one guest on this podcast, it's gonna
gotta
be him.
right?
Yeah.
God, I hope he doesn't hear this and then say no because we shit all over his relative.
I mean, well, no, that's the thing. We're not. He's a very accomplished critic, one of the best in the world. Why did he do kids movies?
Yeah, that's the whole.
That's it. That's our only holdup with this guy.
That's the point of the segment. It's not to be like, doesn't this guy suck? It's to be like, you didn't have to do kids movies. You took it too far.
Don't take everything so seriously.
Don't take everything so seriously. And like, he even says it in some of them. Like, I think in our favorite one, he even goes as far to say like, I understand that this wasn't my sort of movie, but I just couldn't do it anyways. And it's like, well, you just said it right there. Don't watch kids movies. Don't review. No one's like,
or be able to put yourself to their level.
Right,
respectfully.
that's the thing. Like, I'm not saying I'm better than this guy, obviously. But like, if I tell you how I liked a kids movie, every sentence is gonna be, but it's a kids movie, so here's what I'm about to say about it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't say like I was bored by that kids movie because it clearly wasn't for me. Like, I always say like that kids movie was good. This happened. It was a kids movie though. I didn't really like this part, but that's not the movie's fault. I'm an adult.
Right.
So yeah, that's Roger Ebert.
Get ready for that.
Get ready for more of that.
Oh, I'm excited. I didn't realize we were going to do that.
Here's the thing. I read that review with my friend Alex a couple months ago. So I kind of knew there was a bunch of a few crazy things in there. I am fully confident. Like, I'm not going to do any pre-pro.
Yeah, we're just going to jump in.
I'm just going to Google a random Roger Ebert kids review and I'll have faith that some crazy bullshit will be in there. Do you think he ever reviewed Akira? Because I'd love to read that one. Because he fucking apparently loved it. Because every time it's an anime movie, he's like, it's no My Neighbor Totoro or Akira, but it's something for the kids.
Oh, yeah, I remember. Because you and I have looked up a fair amount. I remember him
we
saying
read a couple.
That. Yeah.
And, like, fucking sure enough, like, whenever it's I'm surprised he didn't do it this time. He did mention Daffy Duck for some reason. But whenever it's something of Japanese origin, he's always like, well, it wasn't Akira, but it's what it is.
Not even, like... I'll get into it later. But yeah, Ebert.
Yeah. Trying to think of anything else I watched. I mean, I watched The Umbrella Academy, but I already talked about that a lot on a podcast.
Yeah. Well, what do we got down the list here? Things to talk about.
That's it.
Oh, that's it.
That's it. We're gonna talk about random stuff for a bit, or I mean, we just did, and then we're gonna
sign off.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about when it's gonna air and stuff, and then we're gonna sign off.
Oh, you want to? Yeah. What do you got?
No, I'm just trying to think. If there was any TV or movie I've watched recently. I mean, I'm always watching Arrow and Flash and all that. Lex Luthor is gonna be on Supergirl next week.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They got fucking John Cryer to play him. Do you know who John Cryer is?
No.
The dude that's not Charlie Sheen from 2.5 Men.
Oh, that's right. Oh, no, I heard about that. Yeah. That's a weird choice.
It is a weird choice. I saw the promo because he's going to be in next week's episode. I saw the promo, and he was doing some Lex Luthor-ass shit, but it was John Cryer.
Right.
Like, I saw an interview with John Cryer, which gave me a little faith that it's not going to suck. He said that he was like, why do you want me to be Lex Luthor? I mean, I'm honored, but like, why me? And then he said that they explained to him what they were doing with him, and then he was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. So, I don't know, maybe it'll be fine, but
at least he knows.
Yeah. No, yeah, nothing against John Cryer.
No, it's just that's a weird role for him.
That's a weird pick to play Lex Luthor.
That'd be like picking Liam Neeson to play Barney the dinosaur. It's just weird. It's like, why?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. They do that sometimes, and like usually it doesn't work out, you know? Like, I can't think of any off the top of my head. But like there's
I don't know. I try and top Liam Neeson as Barney the dinosaur.
No. I meant like I wanted to give a real example. Like sometimes it'll be like animated movie where character is voiced by this, and it's like, why?
Right.
Why that one? Could have gotten anyone else. That's how I thought about Bradley Cooper voicing Rocket Raccoon, but he did fine.
Yeah.
I don't mind him as that. Ryan Reynolds as Detective Pikachu.
Oh,
If I can harp on Detective Pikachu once again.
go for it.
No, that's it. It's
well,
a weird pick.
Yeah.
That's
I made fun of that in something this week. Something down the line this week. I made a Detective Pikachu joke.
Yeah, I believe Ratchet and Clank 4.
Okay.
But we also talked about how bad Detective Pikachu looks in Thunder and Lightning episode 2. We should stop. I know it's a movie podcast. We should stop talking about Detective Pikachu because every time we start, we can't stop, and it's like the same conversation each time. I don't mind. I'll shit on it all day, but people might get annoyed. Now I'm just thinking about stuff that like happened in the news recently with movies. There's a new Avengers trailer. I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
I don't think I will.
Might stay away from that. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I'm really excited for the movie, and I don't want.
Well, also, two of us haven't seen Captain Marvel yet.
Right.
Which might be the next episode.
Might be.
If
If everything goes according to plan, episode 2 of Cinematic Relief is going to be one of the ones where we talk about what we think, go see it, and then come back and talk about it. And we're going to do it for Captain Marvel.
Like we said, this is going to be really loosey-goosey.
Yeah. Yeah, we might not do that. Next week might just be a talk about whatever podcast.
So it's going to be a surprise.
Yeah. But so I'll get into that now. So I'm not sure if this is going to go up first or if Almost Fancy is going to go up first. But the idea is the Thunder and Lightning podcast is going to go up Sundays at 6. And I think 6 is a good baseline for podcasts. And what we're going to do with these ones is Almost Fancy is going to be released every other Wednesday at 6. Cinematic Relief is going to be released every other Wednesday at 6. So if you show up
Eastern Standard Time.
Right, sorry. I have to keep mentioning that. Eastern Standard Time. So if you show up to the Thunder and Lightning channel, 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on Wednesdays, you are going to get a podcast, be it Almost Fancy, our game show podcast, or Cinematic Relief, our
and down the
movie talk
line, there might be
podcast.
more added to that.
Yeah,
we might have to pick another day to get them all out there.
Yeah, we had some ideas, but the main 3 were podcasts about us, or whatever we want, Almost Fancy, and this one.
Right.
Because a Let's Play channel is inherently about video games, but we also love movies, and we wanted a place to share that. So obviously we're not gonna if we're playing Ratchet and Clank and I'm like, oh, I saw this cool movie, I'm not gonna be like, I'll wait for the podcast. But this is just a place where we can come and talk about that and take a break from video games.
Yeah. It's a cinematic relief. I've been lightning. No, I'm just kidding. Fall goes according to plan. Hope you all enjoyed that Monty Python reference at the beginning of this episode.
Oh yeah,
intro.
it should be there. We're working on an outro, but for this one it'll probably be just the normal regular outro.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. Who knows? We'll see. Like I said, I don't know when this is releasing. I don't know when I'm editing it. We just, we had some time to kill, so we wanted to get this one under our belt so we can start doing more of these. So yeah, hopefully next time it's. Ooh, excuse me. Hopefully next time we talk about Captain Marvel. I know that movie's been out for a while, even by the time you hear this podcast, but we'll probably still have a good discussion about it. Those ones will. This one. Like with all podcasts, our goal is an hour. This one only ended up being maybe 40, 41 minutes when everything is said and done. The ones where we go and watch them might be also shorter because it's going to be like a 20, 25-minute discussion about what we think, and then when it cuts back, it'll be like I don't think we could possibly talk more than a half hour about a single movie.
Right.
So, I don't know. We'll see. But those ones might be on the shorter side, too. But, yeah, our goal is always an hour with podcasts. But, yeah, for today, like the other couple podcasts that, for the first episode of them, this was just a little short one. And I think we covered everything.
Yeah.
And with that, I feel like we need a special send-off for this one. We'll figure it out off mic. But
that was our cinematic relief. I've been lightning.
And I'm
Good night.
and I'm Thunder. I was here too. Did you hear what I did though? Never mind. See you next time, guys.